Welcome to Beer Budz. What is this, episode 4? This is episode 4. Yeah, Beer Budz, episode 4. I'm Beer Budz Carlos.
Beer Budz Daniel.
Oh, you don't want to say anything? You can say it, bro. We got a special guest today, you guys.
Hong Kong, Tony Estrada.
But yeah, today we got one of our friends, Anthony Estrada, with us here on Beer Budz, a very experienced beer taster and reviewer. He did the 7-day challenge at the Bottle Logic Brewing for 2 years, 3 years running.
Yes, this was my third year, I believe.
Holy shit, that's actually impressive.
The Bottle Logic.
There you go. If you want to see him or whatever, remember to check out the YouTube channel. But today for episode 4, in celebration of Rum National Day, I guess. Even though that was yesterday. Right, we're doing rum barrel aged beers. We're gonna be reviewing 3 beers today, and I know it's late. It's a day later, but we just had our episode 3 on Monday, and obviously we don't want to go too ahead of it. We want to keep a 1 week of schedule going. But today we are gonna be reviewing 3 beers. One of them is actually the very own Mr. Anthony Estrada that he brought from his favorite place, Bottle Logic Brewing. Tony, you want to tell us a little bit about the beer you brought?
Yeah, so 2 of the beers that we're doing today is going to be rum barrel-aged beers, but the one that I brought is bourbon barrel-aged beer. And Bottle Logic has been gaining like many followers, and it's very popular now because of these bourbon barrel-aged beers. And just the whole bourbon barrel-aged beers in general have been getting very popular in these past few years. But yeah, Bottle Logic is one of the best ones in California, that ahead of the game when it comes to that. So,
and he's not wrong. If you guys actually like search up, I'll search it up right now just to be accurate on it. But if you search up Bottle Logic, like if they're, I believe in the what's the site called, like Rate Your Beer or something, Rate Top Beer. They have one on the top 5, which is which one was it?
The Fundamental Observation is the one that they're known for, and Fundamental Forces too. And the one that we brought today it's called Red Eye November. It's an Imperial Coffee Stout, and I've been aging this. I got this in 2016, so this is about 2 years old already.
And that's actually a long time for you guys don't know, because Bottle Logic was founded in 2013, 2013,
2014, And so I think they started they started doing like the barrel aged beers like fairly recently. I want to say like a few years ago. And I think that's what's, like I said, is what made them very popular.
Was Bottle Logic one of the original barrel aged not entrepreneurs, but like the original breweries that were getting into barrel aged?
I wouldn't say that. I think that maybe just from the past few years, their beers have just been really, really good. Because I know other breweries have been doing it like for a while. Because I'm pretty sure I think it started like in the early 90s. I think Goose Island was the first one to do a bourbon barrel aged beer, and that was like in 1992. But like I said, just like the past few years, for whatever reason, we don't even know why, the bourbon barrel aged beers have been really popular. And I think Bottle Logic has been like the best like brewery in doing so.
And they're from Anaheim. Yep, West Coast.
Yeah.
West Coast. Yeah,
5 minutes from Disneyland.
Homeboys.
He's not wrong too, because I have noticed like when I've gone to new stores and everything, there's a lot more like barrel aged beers going around. He isn't wrong on that. Oh, and a quick explanation: we do have this one instead of rum barrel aged, a bourbon barrel aged, because we couldn't find a third one. They are really expensive, believe it or not. And this is, in my opinion, considered on the cheap end. At least these 2 right here, the rum barrel aged, are like $15. Like 2 beers of these. And what size is this? Like fucking.
It's a regular 12 ounce.
Yeah, 12 fluid ounce, $15 for one single beer, rum barrel aged. That's a lot. $30 for 2 beers. On the upside, it's higher concentration, which I guess.
I think it's the time though, right?
Barrel aged beers in general are going to be expensive because it's the time to make it. It's going to be, it's a long process because you have to get the barrels. Like usually for a lot of the barrel aged beers, they actually get whiskey barrels from the actual distilleries.
Oh, shit.
So some from like
hand-me-downs.
Like pretty much they are hand-me-downs because once the barrels are done with distilling the whiskey, people literally can buy the barrels from the distillery. So yeah.
I know for the longest time I didn't know. It's like, oh, they just put it in a barrel and age it. Like, what the fuck? That's what I thought. But no, it's old barrels that had actual. Like,
I think when you when you distill the whiskey, I think you can use the barrel only like 2 or 3 times, I believe. And then after that, they can just dump it or do whatever the hell they want with it.
Sell it to breweries.
They sell it to breweries, yeah, especially now.
Now, to correct myself on earlier, and again, you can look at the beers on YouTube. I'm gonna post a picture on Instagram. You guys can follow us on that, Twitter, Facebook. We have all that. That's the Beer Budz. But shameless self plug. But if you look at Beer Advocate, Bottle Logic is actually number 8 with the fundamental observation. So there you go. I said it was 5 or 6, I believe, but again, 8 is pretty high up there. And this is like considering all types of beers out there. And they do have a barrel H on here as number 2. But without further ado, because we have kind of scrolled off it, what beer should we start with? What do you guys want?
Damn. I don't think it should be the Bottle Logic.
I don't think so either. I'll be honest, I actually kind of want to say that at the end too.
Yeah, I think we should do the Lost Abbey because I think the Rumpkin one from Avery, that was actually the strongest one.
Let me say that one for last.
You know what? We don't want to mess up the taste because like.
Yeah, so I think we should do Lost rum, and then bourbon.
Okay.
Rum, then bourbon.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we want to do Lost Abbey?
Alright, so we're going to do Lost Abbey. Once again, you can look at it on YouTube, picture, whatever. This one we have to twist the freaking cap off.
Yeah, champagne bottles.
Also, just so you guys know, they're not that like... Our rum barrel aged beer is supposed to be cold? Do you guys know?
You can actually no. You can drink it at room temperature. I believe. Yeah. You can do it cold if you want to. It's up to you.
Yeah. Like I know that I've seen like where they say the ideal temperature. If you look them up, like what's this one called again? The Avery.
This is
Lost Abbey.
The Lost Abbey, and what's the name of the Lost Abbey?
And this is Santo Ron Diego.
Okay, so Santo Ron Diego, Lost Abbey is our very first one, and
this is a 12.5 ABV.
Okay. 13.5 on their website. That's weird.
Interesting. Yeah, on their website it's like
that's a sipper. That's a sipper.
Maybe it could be like the year that they actually because sometimes because every year their recipes can be a little bit different. Not the recipe I should say, but maybe like the ABV kind of fluctuates a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these guys are from San Diego?
I think they're from Carlsbad, San Diego County, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're like in the Oceanside, Carlsbad area.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, so Daniel did the research right now. He has a page open. I'll tell you a little bit about the Santo Ran Diego, the Last Abbey. In the meantime, I'll just pour it for my boys.
And I think the temperature should be good, right? Did we talk about that?
Yeah,
I just looked it over real quick to see if I could find it, but.
I think a lot of people like to do it at room temperature. That way you get a lot more of the flavors that come out.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing, and I do want to search this up probably like before the end. But I think we maybe hit it on the first episode. We were talking about how if you have a chilled beer compared to something that's at room temperature, like you're saying, the chilled beer actually hides the flavor, so you're not really actually tasting how the beer tastes. And so a beer that's chilled, it might not actually taste good. It's just that it's so chilled that you think it tastes good because it's chilled or something. But I do want to check that at the end.
And that's especially the case for darker beers.
Yeah, I was gonna say especially malty beers. I think with malty beers, it's like very. I don't know.
That's all
it'll taste really good.
I just look like a bitch on front of you. I'm scared. All right, just so you guys know, we got a little liquid courage before this. We took like a little 2 shots. You know?
Not only that, these beers are at least 12%.
Yeah.
The Rumpkin is 16, I believe.
Yeah, you said 16.
Yeah, 16.7. The Bottle Logic ABV is 13.8, and this is actually the lightest one is at 12, and we're saying light with 12%.
Look,
do you want?
They're heavy.
My glass, right? Oh yeah,
it's a very heavy. We did 2 shots. I'm not trying to get blackout. I mean, if I do, at least I have 2 handsome men to like sleep with tonight. That'd be pretty cool. Yes. I don't mind.
Oh, there's actually like.
Oh, by the way, we do have another guest, Gabby, who is our camerawoman today. And if you go on YouTube, you'll probably be able to see her. But where's your cup? You didn't tell us. She also does want to taste. It is gonna be this one? Yeah. Okay. She's also gonna be tasting it. We'll even have her just give her final rating, actually, just so you guys can see. If you go on YouTube, you can also see like I spilled some beer on myself.
Yeah, you just said you spilled very expensive beer on yourself.
Reminder: this is like $12 a beer bottle. Let's just spill
14. make it worse, you know? Alright. I don't know about you guys. Alright, it already smells like, I'll be honest, okay, I don't like the smell of alcohol, just throw that out there. Like, if I can smell the alcohol, like hard liquor, I don't like how hard liquor smells and whatnot. So for me, just right off the smell, like, I saw like the liquor and I don't like the smell, personally. I can't even distinguish what it smells like. So I would give this to, like, for the smell, I'm gonna defer it to Tony and Daniel over here, in my opinion, because yeah, it's too much for me. It's a little caramel, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
I don't even know. Does it have caramel, or am I just making that up?
This is just a really strong beer. I get like the rum right off the bat, and then like, yeah,
shit, it smells hard. Even Gabby agrees with us outside.
It is, right? It doesn't. To me, it doesn't taste like a 12-13%.
All right. So I'm gonna taste it.
I can't really taste it.
There's actually a template which Tony helped us get this template. Like so when we do the episodes, if you guys have any recommendations, we'll try to do them. Again, this is not scripted. We want to try to be as raw as possible. But if you guys have any recommendations, we'll try to add it on if we feel like it's something that work. But Tony was actually the one who told us after he saw the first 2 episodes that there's like this beer template for like reviewing beers essentially, which is was like the aroma, taste, feel, mouthfeel, body. Which isn't body essentially taste, I think.
Yeah, let's get a little too like deep into it. Just basically like the first, it goes for a look at the appearance of it, and then smell, of course, and then taste, and pretty much after that your afterthoughts and the lingering taste.
Which, by the way, I do like the look of it. I like beers that are kind of, I don't know how to explain this, but kind of like the brown ale look, where it's see-through and it's very clear and
it looks like a strong ale. It's very kind of like murky-ish, I guess. Yeah, very murky.
And do you guys see the pigments on the bottom? Do you guys have some of that?
Pigments?
Yeah, like sediment.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
And that can come from probably the process of like, you know,
I haven't tasted it.
Has like a lot of like sediment floaties.
I'm scared of tasting it. I'm scared because I smelled the liquor.
Yeah, it's kind of like wine where wine that's been aged for a while. It's just the sediment from the
barrel.
No, it's sediment just from aging it for so long.
So it's coming off of the actual liquid.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
I'm giving a thumbs up to Gabby because you know what? It's not that bad. Like.
Yeah,
it's not bad. I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. To be honest, from the smell.
Yeah, with high alcohol beers, you have to make it as smooth as possible, and because it's 13%, you can't just. It has to have a lot of. You know.
They did a really good job in masking it. Honestly, like you smell it, but when it's actually in your mouth, you don't.
Exactly. Yeah, when you smell it, you just smell like it with strong, like just pure alcohol.
But then it's actually in your mouth, and you swallow it, and it tastes like you're drinking a normal like 5% or some shit.
I think it's not boozy in the beginning, but then I can taste it at the end, especially
the rum. I can taste the rum. It's like it's spicy, like a spice. You had like a spice rum before, like a
Caribbean rum. Or something.
I taste it at the end.
Yeah, like a Captain Morgan spice rum or something like that. That's exactly what it tastes like. It's pretty good. I like it.
It's not bad. Yeah, I'll be honest. And I don't even know like the mouthfeel of it.
Oh yeah, what do you think about your texture?
The texture for this one, I don't know. I can't actually distinguish. Maybe it's because it's being masked from the spiciness. Because that is on my actual tongue. It's like sitting there, the spiciness of it. Because, I mean, I don't think we talked about it yet, have we? Because so they know like what it is. But like even on here, it says, what is it? Dark candy. I mean, you read it, so you should probably.
Oh, I haven't read it yet.
Oh, no. All right.
What's the description of it? What's the
description? So, alright, so I guess this was their first beer to be barrel aged in rum barrels released by the Lost Abbey.
So for the first beer for Lost Abbey,
yeah.
Oh, so the way they made it sound, the way they made it sound, the way they made it sound is like, we were the first.
Very
So I guess it began as a strong ale brewed dark candy syrup and spices too before it made its way into the barrel rums.
So it wasn't a rum barrel aged before then?
No, it starts off as like an ale, right?
Right, yeah. So that's what it kind of makes you thinking, like, maybe they just have these beers already that they have high alcohol, like strong ales, and then there's something that goes on in their minds, like, oh, let's try to age this in a barrel, like a whiskey or a rum barrel, and then try to make a completely different beer out of it.
Yeah.
And make it better and more complex.
The weird thing is they say that the aroma is of which I forgot to silence my phone. I'm gonna make sure to silence my phone right now just in case I get something. Because last time my phone went off. But they said that the aroma is actually like sweet rum, cocoa with hints of vanilla and orange peel, which I did not smell that. But again, my nose I think is sensitive now to the hard liquor. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I think with strong ales, you get a lot of just coffee and chocolate notes already with it. When I smelled, I got a little bit of coffee, but not too much. So it was just very spicy.
You know, it's actually strange. If you guys go to the Santo around Diego, like the Lost Abbey and whatnot, on the web page itself, it actually says that it's on hiatus. The beer itself status.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we might actually have just drank the Lost Abbey Santo around Diego that's out there. We could have saved it and probably made at least a couple bucks off of it if we saved it. I think we fucked up. We should have saved it for another. We should have done our research beforehand. If we knew it was on hiatus, we could have just gotten two. We should stock up next time we go back.
Yeah,
because it's on a hiatus.
I don't think. Do you guys think that this one is gonna be?
It's good. I think it'll come back. I think it's just on hiatus because they're just probably don't they shift out beers, right, or something?
It could be a lot of different factors. It could be maybe not, for some reason, not getting a hold of the barrels from whatever company that they get it from. It could just be it's just different business things, I guess.
It's more complicated to do these beers.
Because barrel aged beers are very new, and I'm not sure if everyone's on board with it, especially with rum barrel aged beers.
Is there?
It's no one these are very hard beers to find, and so I'm not.
And the casual drinker wouldn't drink it either.
Yeah, if you're a really hardcore craft beer drinker and you want to search for a rum barrel aged beer, you have to look for it, and you have to research it, and you can't just it's not gonna be you go to a liquor store and you find these beers. So maybe that has a lot to do with it. Maybe it's just not popular yet with specifically rum barrel aged beers.
It definitely isn't something I think casual drinkers would like, because it is a very strong flavor. It's not something like a drinking beer either, I would say. It's something you drink and sip for the taste. At least that's what I've had my experience for most anything that's usually above 10%ers, like 13%, 12% imperial stouts, example. They tend to be sippers for me, or just straight up just for the taste. Not
definitely an after dinner dessert drink for sure.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Or there's some people who like to pair these beers with food pairings with steaks or barbecue or anything like that. Yeah.
Oh, because they do that with the Scotch in the barrel. Right? I mean, in the what do they? What do you pair steaks with? Scotch?
Yeah, you can do yeah. So if you do if you're grilling a steak, you can do a smoky Scotch from Islay, a Ardbeg or a Lagavulin or anything like that. But
nice.
So. There's a lot of food pairings that can go along with these beers, but for me, it's hard for me to if I'm if I'm eating food like a steak, I don't want to have a heavy, rum barrel aged, beer, for me,
I think it overpowers it, right?
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily overpower it. I just don't want to match heavy with heavy,
Yeah.
I want to just enjoy it maybe as an after dinner. Drink.
Do you guys want the rest of it?
I don't know. I'm kind of down to finish.
I'm okay.
I like this one, I'll be honest. So I haven't given my review.
We haven't done that yet. Huh?
So I'll just give my ending score for it, because we're essentially kind of running out of time on the first beer.
Yeah. But, so we can move on to the other beers.
Yeah, but at least for the Lost Abbey Santo around Diego, I don't like the smell. I'm not going to take out a point for that, because I always have been a taste person, no matter when it comes to food, whatever. I've always been about how it tastes. So I'm not going to take out a point for the smell, even though I personally don't like the smell. I do think if someone was to smell it, they probably would be very scared to try it, I'll be honest. Especially if you're a casual drinker. But the taste itself is actually pretty good. I have experience with some rum barrel aged beers I've had on flights and trying them out, but I don't remember every single one I tried. But for sure, at least for right now, this is the top one I've had ever that I can remember. So it's for me, it's I guess because of that, because it's the top one I've had, and so that means it should be the gold standard of every other beer. It should be a 10 out of 10, right? Until I find something that's better. You understand what I'm saying? As a scale. So for right now, it's a 10 out of 10. Honestly, there probably is better. If I think there is something better, this would probably be an 8 out of 10 for me, at least.
I see, yeah. So you just go down from the other beers that you try?
Yes, exactly.
So you're just comparing it to the beers that you have tried?
Yes.
Awesome. Are you gonna have some more to it, Joe?
Yeah, I guess I will.
Yeah. What about you, Daniel? What you think?
This is hard because this is the first. I'm not a big anything aged guy beer. You know, aged beer.
They can be very they're hard to get into. I'll be honest.
But yeah, I think like we were saying, it's not hard to drink. So. Yeah, oh hell yeah, it's way better than the shit we've had at the cellar.
No offense to anything else we've had. It's just like this is our own personal opinion. We're not professional reviewers, remember?
So I'm gonna give it a 7.
Because I've given like 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10 in previous podcasts before. It wasn't on my team. But what'd you give it?
I'm gonna give it a 7.
No, that's not bad. All right, 7 out of 10. Tony? All right, so this is like probably the person who's had the most experience with rum barrel aged beers, and I would say imperial stouts probably too. So. Take his word for it right now. Let's see. Shh, silence.
Alright, calm down. No, this beer is good. I don't think it's one of my favorites, I would say. It's smooth. It tastes like the spiced rum. I think I would, as far as a grade, probably give it like maybe a 7.5. Or an 8, like 7.5 and 8.
No.
And that's taking into account all the other ones you've tried.
Yeah, exactly. I've been very spoiled with like a lot of barrel aged beers, especially from Biologic. But honestly, I can't remember any rum barrel aged beer.
That's the problem. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
if I had a rum barrel aged beer, it actually might have been on draft, not in the bottle.
Oh,
so it might,
like the tap.
Yeah, so if you do it on draft and by the bottle, you're gonna get 2 completely different.
And that's not fair. That's not like an equal playing field.
Because
it's a bottle.
Who knows when this bottle was bottled? It could have been like maybe a year or 2 ago. Usually they do have a date on these bottles where they actually like bottle the bottle date on there. This one doesn't look like it has it. So yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, this is not bad.
So we can give it better. Yeah, it is actually because I'm afraid what's to come next for this one at least.
I'm excited for that one.
Like maybe you know what? It'll be a good day. Last week we had a horrible day for the beers.
It's already a good day.
Yeah, it's already a good day. Last week was bad, so to start off in a good foot is pretty awesome. I was really disappointed with last week's stouts. Sorry, everyone else I tried. Samuel Smith and all that.
Those were good.
I gave them 3 out of 10. 4 out of 10.
Well, as far as our palate, do we have to like? Are we good? We're probably good to go for this one, huh?
Yeah, because this one is going to be the Rumpkin, and I'm just from the name itself is going to have heavy pumpkin taste
and spices either way.
And so this might be like a little strong. Well, obviously this.
I didn't pop it in front of the mic. I'm sorry, you guys. Here, if you go on YouTube, here's the reenactment of me opening in front of the mic. Okay, there you go. I usually do that. I just forgot. But just so you guys know, this is the 16.73% one. So we're touching on dangerous.
On their website, 16.9.
Yeah, which is weird. Well, that's not really weird, I should say, because like I
they probably just rounded it up.
Just because it could be made from a different year, and it all depends on the ABV once the liquid is out of the barrel and it's bottled. So, but it'll be in like the range of like maybe 1%, like where it'll be off a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they
So right here it's like 60.9 on the website of the Rumpkin, and then on our bottle it says 17 point. What is it?
16.73. Yeah.
Oh, 16.73. Okay, so it's kind of off by that much.
That's cool.
The weird thing is, I noticed this isn't like a typical beer like that. When you pour it, it doesn't actually have that much head. Is it? Again, I'm assuming it's because of the rum or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's little carbonation in it, I'm assuming.
Whoa, damn.
And so I think with the higher alcohol content, you're not gonna get like a lot of that either. So it's gonna be kind of like almost like a wine, where it's like it's very thick and like you have to. It's very
So for this one, then I guess this one you could just pour it sideways, unlike more normal beers where you pour it
side. Yeah, this one. Yes, that was.
It's good.
Wait, actually.
That is
I'm
intense.
excited for this one.
So this, you do smell the liquor very slightly. It's not as bad as the previous one, but it actually reminds me of the smell of something I just ate like earlier today. Oh my god!
Would you eat calabazas?
No, so I just had an English ribs platter, and in the platter they had corn with the ribs. Yeah.
Rib platter?
Yeah, because I went to Hollywood too, Universal Studios Hollywood.
Oh, that's right.
And then it's actually reminding me a little bit about the English ribs platter I had today.
You lucky boy.
Yeah, and a lot of these beers.
Yeah.
A lot of these beers will pair very well with like heavier barbecue foods, like ribs and like brisket and all that. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Talking America's favorite meal right there.
Just,
But you know, I'm a vegan, Tony. I don't need that stuff anymore.
They're heavy with the heavy.
You had it today.
That was a lie. I didn't have ribs today. To all my vegans out there.
Lion son.
Alright.
I guess you guys taste
Hard,
it.
hard.
I haven't tasted it because I am admiring the color. I love the color of caramel. Like, I don't know what this color is. I actually don't know. Tony, I do have a question. What is this color, you would say?
Amber.
'Cause- I don't know, because like, to me, amber...
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, just like it kind of looks like a brown ale, but.
I love the color of brown ales, that's why, and then
Yeah.
ambers and shit, so that's why I always like this color. I think, because it's like liquid gold almost. I know it's not necessarily as yellow as the golden ales and all I'm saying, but, or the blondes.
It's like the shit that the mosquito in Jurassic Park was.
Yeah, he's not wrong. It is the shit that the mosquito in Jurassic Park was preserved. We're drinking prehistoric mosquitoes right now. That's what we're drinking. Did you like it?
Have you tried it yet?
No, I haven't tried it. Gabby liked it too, just so you guys know.
I mean, that's what you expect.
It's perfect for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the season. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like fall, the end of fall.
I am readily surprised today. I am like surprisingly surprised, and I'm happy I'm surprised today. That's how I feel right now. Last week was so shitty, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm still like raving about last week because I like stouts. So like, last week wasn't a stout day for me. Or actually, it was this week, I guess. Yeah, Monday. And so to be pleasantly surprised by the two beers we tried so far, that rum barrel aged, which my previous experiences, they've been always like too strong and very, very like the liquor is very strong in them. To this is actually it's pleasant. I love it right now. I'm not giving you my rating yet because I still need to dissect it, but I'm just
And
saying.
just letting you know, the Rumpkin is from Avery Brewing Company, and that's out of Boulder, Colorado.
Nice. Yes. Avery.
Colorado has a lot of good craft breweries. A lot of my, I think one of my favorite stouts from there is the Great Divide. Have you ever had that? The chocolate Yeti stout.
Oh,
No.
Yeti.
Yeti. It's a very recognizable label with the Yeti on there. It's like the brown. Yeah.
Patterson film.
Yeah,
Yeti.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
So
not
yeah,
had
they make some really good. I think like one of my favorite ones is an espresso oak aged stout, I believe.
Colorado's coming up on their beer scene, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, they've always been around. They have Blue Moon is from there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I read an article that it's kind of a side note here. They're making a weed infused beer coming out.
I've tried a weed infused beer. It's okay. It wasn't good. The one I was sorry. That was I was gonna just. It was just a random beer. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even chimed in. It was just
Yeah, I heard Lagunitas, what I heard was gonna do the same thing, but I heard it's not weed itself. It doesn't have any THC in the beer. They use like
You just use the
plant itself in
that sounds
the
kinda
beer.
cool.
Yeah.
That sounds. It's like a tea without THC.
Yeah.
Essentially,
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
But the one in say it again.
Was it Blue Moon that did it too?
That's exactly what you said. Yeah, Blue Moon is.
Yeah, you said
No,
Lagunitas.
I said Lagunitas did the one without the THC, but the Blue Moon is doing the one with the THC.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, I can't actually find what. I mean, rum barrel aged beer is just essentially beer that's aged in rum barrels. No, I mean, I can't find anything else, but that's essentially the best way to explain it. I was trying to look up like history and all that, but it is just.
Yeah, it's hard to look at the history because it's hard to decide which brewery did it first.
Yeah.
But I'm for sure though, for when it comes to bourbon barrel aged, Goose Island did it first.
Goose
They
Island.
did it in 1992. Yeah.
Yeah, from looking around too though, like the ones that are considered like very common and like one of the best for rum barrel aged beers, Cigar City, which I was trying to find Cigar City Brewing because they actually have a huge list of rum barrel aged beers that they do, a very very wide selection of it. And they're from Florida. Then we have Founders Brewing, which I have had
Chicago?
Founders.
Yep. Yeah, Goose Island's in Chicago.
Funky Buddha Brewery. Avery Brewing, which is the one we're texting right now, which is actually considered one of the top 5.
Yeah,
so that's,
Avery's really good.
So-
I've never been disappointed
yeah,
with Avery.
I don't think I've been
beer.
disappointed with an Avery beer either. Like I can't remember like every single one I tried, but I don't think I've been disappointed with one. But Avery Brewing is one of the other ones. So I do want to have this. I've had a Cigar City Brewing one before, but I think it was one of their stouts. But now you really do want to try some of their rum barrel aged beers because they're considered one of the best ones for barrel aged beers. Period.
So my question is that for bourbon barrel aged beers, you can pretty much age them for a very long time. But I want to know about rum barrel aged. If we had like one of these Rumpkins or the Santo Rum Diego, we stored it for a good amount of years, how it would taste and would it like expire?
So
Stored in the
Just
barrel,
like
or in the-
stored in the bottle for like many years. Because I know with bourbon, you can do that. This is from the Bottle Logic one is from 2016, and you can age that for years.
Oh.
But I think for rum though, when you're actually making rum, you're only supposed to keep the rum inside the barrel for like maybe a few years. It's not as long of an aging process as bourbon and whiskey.
Okay.
So
That's a good point.
yeah, because you have tequila where usually it's like no more than like 5 years. And usually like and other spirits are like that too. I think with whiskey though, you can age it for a very long time. You have like honestly like a 30-year, or the Balvenie distillery has a 40 and 50-year, which is ridiculous.
So you're asking if we can age rum barrel aged beers and age them again.
No,
No, just give them in the bottle, but just like hold them out for like years.
So okay,
Yeah,
so just hold them.
If
Okay.
it won't expire, because I know for sure that the bourbon barrel aged beers, like the Bottle Logic one that I
Yeah,
have,
this is just that.
it won't expire. You can have that
So-
beer like with you for a very long time.
So because I was searching for that actually on my phone, I did find out something about rum barrel aging actually now. And it's actually, rum barrel aging is actually considered a lot better than bourbon aging, but it's a lot more expensive than bourbon aging because for bourbon, after they use it once, which is what you said, they like throw it out and sell it in mass. But rum, they keep reusing the same barrel apparently.
Oh,
They keep reusing it, so it's hard to actually get the barrel. And not just that, it's a mess to use a rum barrel, a rum barrel.
nice.
Really? So the rum companies can keep a barrel for like years and years, and they won't have to make another one?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
And
That's awesome.
so it says here that whenever craft breweries manage to get a hands on actual rum barrel aged beers, rum barrels, they often leak a bit of sticky molasses soaked fluid on the brewery floor because they've been reused so much. So it's a huge mess to use them.
Yeah.
So that's why probably we don't see so many out there compared to bourbon aged bourbon aged, or even just stouts are aging the bourbon as well.
And you also have to think about just with bourbon cask itself. Well, bourbon is from the United States, from like America, from Kentucky, and we have Tennessee whiskeys and we use those oak casks too. But for rum, it's a lot of international
Caribbean.
Yeah, Caribbean.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, exactly. Not a lot of like rum distilleries, I should say. in
Maybe
the
that's why
United
they had to
States.
reuse them. They could figure out they could reuse them so much. But it's very sustainable.
Yeah, and actually because it's reused, they've even been known to like break while they're being aged, the beer, so then it just
So it's so
spills out. Yeah, it is expensive. But they actually recommend if you're roaming around, like this is recommended from one of the sites. If you're, which this site is tavor.com. If you're into roaming around for research, seek out these rare finds whenever you can. Beachside Breweries, Beachcomber, Avery's Rumpkin, which is the one we're drinking today, and that's the only reason I said it, because we're actually drinking the Avery's Rumpkin, and I thought that was really we actually got one of those quotation marks rare finds of rum barrel.
Oh,
aged beer.
nice.
Right. Well, I think just rare finds in rum barrel aged are just rare in general. Like we're looking up like just like top 5 rum barrel aged beers, and like these beers were on the list.
Yep.
And I don't think there's a lot of them, and that explains why it's so expensive too and hard to find.
So, because we're also running out of time on this one.
You want to move on to the Bottle Logic?
Yeah, but final thoughts, I guess.
The final. I got a pre-pour for final.
I do got a report for final. You know what this?
Yeah.
Hoorah for the final. Oh, that's what military do. That's not. What do you do when you drink beer? What do the rum people, the pirates do? Arr, no.
The pirate?
Yeah. The pirates, my bad. What do they do with it? Because I said hoorah, but that's military, and I meant to say what do the pirates do when they drink some rum?
You've been watching too much Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do, but they do something when they drink
I'm good
beer.
at tasting this one.
It's like,
Alright.
well,
I'm gonna drink this one. If you want, you can start first this time, Tony.
Final thoughts on that, though? What do you think?
Let me see.
You know what? I was actually a little bit disappointed with it. Maybe just because I'm not a huge pumpkin fan. No, I'm just I think for a beer this high in alcohol content, I was expecting more flavor and more complex from it. Like with me, I just tasted a lot of just straight alcohol right off the bat.
Really?
Yeah, even though it is smooth and you do get a lot of the, obviously the pumpkin and other spice flavors to it.
I think the spices are very relevant in the beginning for sure.
Yeah, I think for a beer that needs to be really that high, it needs to be a little bit more, I would say, more content, like more flavor, more higher profile. So I'm going to give this one just a 7.
Damn you out. That's what I was gonna give it to.
Yeah, I think the Lost Abbey so far is in the lead with the 7.58.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you love pumpkin,
Yeah, I love pumpkin.
then
If you love pumpkin and spices, I never had I'm assuming it's probably the pumpkin spice latte at fucking Starbucks or some shit. I never had it.
Is it good?
I never had it.
good.
I don't know. I heard it's good, but Tony's right. I'm not trying to copy off what he said, and I was already actually deciding on 7 because I do still like the Avery a lot better than this one. I can't necessarily say why. I think it's mostly because for me it's the spices. It's very strong on this one when you first put it in your tongue, and even for me, it feels like my tongue is sizzling a bit when I first put it on there. If you don't right away swallow it. But I also agree with the 7. I don't think it deserves anything, at least for me, higher than 7. I still think it's a good beer though, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Or cup of beer, sorry.
yeah, definitely high on the pumpkin content. So if you're a pumpkin fan, get it. It's really good.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I like the pumpkin flavor, and I'm gonna give it an 8, or like an 8.5.
Ooh, that's your higher. All right, that's your highest.
I think because I don't taste the booziness until the end. So at the beginning, I kind of it's all pumpkin.
With me, I just get it everywhere. I get
Really?
the
It's just
alcohol,
overwhelming?
especially when you get that first sniff from this beer. It was just like it overpowered me. It was really, really strong.
It's like
the first one.
Yeah, it
more than the Avery compared.
Oh yeah,
Really?
you just right off the bat, just like.
I mean, the smell is really strong on this one. It is really strong, but I don't necessarily. I do smell the liquor a little bit, but the other one, it was like when you smelled it, the smell was straight liquor. It was just, but it wasn't like a huge whiff like it blows in your face. Where this one, it is like as soon as you put your face to the cup, you just right away start smelling it. Where the other one, you don't really smell it unless you try to smell it.
Yeah. Because I think when I smelled it, I just smelled pumpkin.
Me too.
Right? It was like pumpkin off the bat. Yeah, it's pumpkin, and then at the end it was like, oh shit, this is not a regular beer. This is some weird shit. But it was good.
I think that was it, right? That's our rating for that.
Yeah.
So 7, 8.5. I think that might be our highest rating. I mean,
No, I gave it. Wait, for this one?
Yeah, you gave it
for this one. Yeah.
Yeah. If you exclude the fact that I gave the Avery a 10 out of 10 because I don't have like I'm putting that as my golden standard still for right now.
Avery?
Yeah.
A 10?
I gave it 10 because I'm putting it as a golden standard. Like, you have a 1 to 10 scale, you have to have something to base it. Something to...
Wait, you gave it a 10?
Yes, because I had to have something to base it out of like a scale, like what's a 10 at the moment.
Damn, I thought you said 7.
Oh, guys, I just found this out right now. This has a bottle date. This is from 2014, so this is
that's really
4 years old already.
God damn.
Almost 4, yeah.
That's cool.
So it's
What does that mean?
poison them.
No, it's fine. I mean, it still tasted good. It didn't taste expired. And that's you can tell when like a beer is expired. Like it's just like you can tell it tastes like shit. Yeah, no,
way to put it for a child
now
audience.
I might answer my question from earlier that you can have a beer that's been stored and bottled for a while, and then you can have it years later and it's still pretty good.
Also, excuse our language,
Wait,
underage viewers.
So that means that
No,
I
I'm
guess
just kidding.
now it's at where at the 16.9, but before at least that one was a 16.7, right?
Yeah, so I'm wondering like how the ABV changes once it's.
Wait, why did it?
It's dead.
No, it's fine.
All the different spring thing.
Yeah, so I'm wondering like how the ABV changes once it's in the bottle, and then like as you age it throughout the years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would imagine it would decrease, but you would probably get a little bit more of the rum flavor, I would say.
The battery issues.
So then,
It's more apparent in it.
when you put it into the, because how long do they keep it in the actual like barrels? Do you think?
As far as beer goes, I wouldn't think it's very long. I would say like less than a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would keep the liquid in the barrel for like less than a year. Yeah.
Okay, less than a year, then they just start bottling them.
Yeah, and then they go straight to the bottle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then it's just the flavor. Because do you think do they pick up alcohol during the barrel process?
What do you mean? by
Alcohol,
that?
yeah. Does the alcohol or the ABV pop up?
Yeah,
during
it could.
the
Yeah,
barrel
definitely.
process?
It does change a lot. I mean, obviously, I'm not familiar with just the barrel aging of beer, but if you're gonna barrel age like rum, for example, like it's initially the liquid is very, very potent, very, very strong, and then once it's in the barrel, then it does its thing. It does the fermentation process. It lowers a lot.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then it goes back to like a normal state. That's everything like moonshine with whiskey.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So like moonshine is basically like whiskey that has not been aged in a barrel, and then like moonshine is very, very high alcohol content.
It's like
Yeah, very strong. It's like super high proof, but that's why you have the beauty of aging in the oak cask, because it lowers, it does its thing in the barrel. What it does inside is very geeky, and like you need a chemist or a person to do that, to tell you that. But it lowers down the alcohol content a lot, like almost like double.
I learned a lot in this show. Like now I'm thinking like, wow, like the process of
I want to drink rum now.
Right? Yeah. Like I want to take in those notes and flavors from the actual.
Yeah, the way they say it, yeah.
Right?
They're like,
Sounds-
oh, rum is very
awesome.
like exquisite or some shit, but
And it doesn't take very long.
I'm just saying that's the best way I can put it.
It doesn't take very long to mature in the cask. So like I said, it's only like maybe a few years compared to like whiskey, where you can age it for like 10, 20, 30 years.
And now there's the Japanese whiskey dudes.
Yeah,
Japanese
yeah, they kind of
whiskey.
make it just like scotch. Yeah, they can do it for like, usually it's the same as scotch. I would say like you do it for 10, 20, 30 years if you want to.
Yeah, that's
So,
crazy.
yeah.
Those guys.
Alright, Tony's getting over here though.
I know.
We're moving on to our next beer.
It's happening.
Just so our YouTubers know, I mean, you could go ahead and grab it. Our battery ran out. I was thinking of investing, and this is my decision. I am gonna invest in getting another camera battery.
Are we done?
But yeah, the video's gonna be blacked out. We'll just have an image for you guys. Sorry. I mean, we can record with a cell phone. Yeah, we'll put the astronaut.
The lights now.
Oh yeah, you
Yes,
can.
please.
Definitely can. That's for sure. But yeah, so for right now the video's gonna be out. We'll just put an image for right now. Sorry about that on YouTube. Things kind of like I got a little bit. I guess I didn't really pay attention to the battery life on the for the camera. So if I had, we would have still had battery life and whatnot. So they do apologize for that.
to do that again.
No, I didn't. I didn't forget to do anything. Check it out, you guys. You guys can't see it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, don't let it go on the.
Oh,
Give me the cup. Give me a cup.
This is
Give me
2-year
a
old.
cup. Give me a cup. Give me a cup. Give me a cup.
So you just started
I just opened
opening
it.
the bottle and
It's like filming. Oh yeah. Was it shaking at all or no?
You probably did, Carlos, but you didn't even realize it.
Tony's so mad.
I didn't, but I just grabbed it. I just grabbed it.
Let's open it and start pouring.
Yeah? Alright.
Let's do it.
Ready?
Dude, it's never gonna come back now.
There you go.
No, put the cap in there.
I'm not trying to.
He is a hot mess right now.
I'm trying to. No, but I just grabbed it and then started opening it. I already started pouring
That's a
out.
lot, dude.
That is a lot.
Here you go. I need to clean myself because I'm all wet now. I'm all wet, dude. Just so you guys know, on the podcast,
Thank you,
for you.
I popped it open and it just started foaming out as soon as it got popped open.
I feel bad for Tony. This is his 2-year-old beer that's all over your pants.
I know, dude, my pants. Yeah. No, it's just. No, that's it. I'm good. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna.
Thank you, Tony.
Alright, here you
And
go.
then we just gotta put it underneath them.
So this is again the Bottle Logic Red Eye November Imperial Coffee Style. So this is not a rum barrel aged beer, but was it? What'd you say was bourbon barrels? Correct.
Yes. Forgot the name of the distilleries where they get it. I think they get it from a bunch of bourbon distilleries. They get it from Four Roses Bourbon Distillery.
Four Roses?
Yeah, and
Where's that?
It's, I believe it's Kentucky.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Pretty much like all the bourbon distilleries are gonna be from Kentucky and Tennessee and all that area.
So have you tried this one already, Tony?
No, this is the first time ever trying the Red Eye November.
Not even draft?
This is my first time just trying it either from the bottle or the draft.
Dang.
Yeah.
What is that right there? Alcohol.
Yeah. So the Bottle Logic Red Eye November, like all of the Bottle Logic beers, the stouts have really cool labels on there. They give you a description of it, obviously, and they give you like a little, basically a little description of like when you should, sour and save and drink fresh,
Yeah.
and it even gives you food pairings as well, which is pretty cool.
They have amazing graphic designers.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Reminds me of. I always thought like Bottle Logic was like a Jimmy Neutron sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? It's like because they have the.
Alright, you guys, we already got a little wet on this on the podcast today. Getting a little hot and spicy right now. Oh my god.
So this is the 2016 Red Eye November.
Are you excited, Tony?
Yeah, very
How do you
excited.
feel?
Excited.
Because this is like 2 years that you've been.
Waiting to pop it
Yeah.
open, and then it just
Right?
spills out on
Or
my
did you get it
lap.
last year?
No, I got it in 2016.
2016?
Yeah.
So, damn.
So I get to smell like just like the spice and rye right off the bat, dude.
So is the rye that other smell I'm smelling, I'm assuming then?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, because I actually don't know how rye smells
Me
like.
neither.
Rye has a lot of spices on it, like very spicy.
It's like that wheat stuff.
We have to compare.
Yeah, rye is a part of like the grain family. So you have rye, you have like barley, and you have like all the other cereal grains that you have for it.
If you had to compare rye to something like common that most people
Whoa.
drink, like smell or something, what would you say like rye would probably smell like similarly to? Because like some people won't know like what rye smells like.
Let's say.
Because I'm trying to actually think
It's
what
spice. You get a lot of spice. Like pepper. You get a lot of
Yeah.
pepper
Okay.
spice. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that rye bread doesn't really taste. Spicy.
No, never. Yeah, no.
That's why.
So rye is actually the spice then?
No,
No,
rye
it's
is
like
a
a
grain.
wheat.
Okay.
Rye is a grain. It's a
But
cereal grain.
they can just make it into a spice then
Yeah.
or something? Okay.
Because with bourbon, when you make bourbon, it has to be at least 51% corn, and then you can mix the other 49% with rye or with barley or whatever recipe that the distillers want to do. But it has to be 51% corn in the bourbon recipe. And so obviously if you have rye whiskey, it has to be at least 51% rye, and then you can still mix it with like the other 49% with corn and barley and all that. So.
Hey, this is really good.
This is really good.
I'm not even trying to troll just because it's aged 2 years. Like I don't, like I said, I'm not gonna bullshit just because like something's like even if something's really expensive, just because it's been, I'm not gonna say it tastes good. But even if it's aged 20 years, just because it's aged 20 years, I'm not gonna say it's good. But this is good actually.
Yeah.
It is actually really good. I'm not
This
gonna
is
lie.
delicious. This is
And so
I'm just
this is a
saying-
barrel aged
bourbon coffee stout. Yeah, so the description will say Red Eye November Imperial Coffee Stout. Imperial
That is
Stout
good.
brewed with coffee, molasses, and rye, aged in bourbon barrels. And then there's also a little summary here too. I'll just try to go through the description. Okay, so it's a blend of Brazil, Oberon, and Sumatran beans from Mostra coffee. So specific coffee beans from Brazil. Flavors of dark fruit, baker's chocolate, and caramelized sugar melt with a spicy rye malt, and bittersweet molasses of our original barrel-aged beer. And yeah.
Honestly, shout out to Bottle Logic. This is a pretty good, and this is what I'm saying. Where I feel like a beer does end up tasting better. This is at room temperature, meaning like probably like what 75, 76 right now. It's like a little bit below room temperature, but still, to be at that temperature and have the flavor, like I don't think I would want to taste this cold. I'll say that much.
Maybe I think I'll have it initially cold and then like maybe let it sit out for a little bit and get a little warmer. Because I'm looking actually at the Rumpkin right now.
Uh-huh.
And it actually says to, I'm sorry, is it the Lost Abbey? Well, one of the bottles says is to actually, yes, there it is, to
Like
serve
55?
serve at 45 to 55 degrees.
Yeah, that's what I looked up.
So maybe like we should probably do it.
just to try them out. Chill these actually.
Yeah, just maybe we should just try them out that's cold and then like let it sit and then try to get more room temperature and try to taste the differences. That would be kind of cool to see like what more flavors you get out of it.
I mean, yeah, we won't be able to cover that in this podcast, but I might just mention it in the Instagram or Twitter or something about what happened when we chilled it. Yeah, we still have some. We're probably gonna chill some.
Oh, thank you.
We'll probably chill some of these, but because we don't want this podcast to go too long, we're not
50
gonna.
minutes.
We're not gonna let it
one was
go
like 2 hours.
But to make it, the first one was 2 hours. But we are gonna try to see if we could get them chilled tonight, and then we'll probably do like a Twitter just post to see if it tasted better or different, or just see if it tasted different. I guess when it was chilled.
This red eye November is so good. I'm probably gonna kill it right now.
Yeah, kill it if you want to. No. But I do want to try out these like chilled. These I'm gonna see about. It does change taste. Because the red eye November is actually really good. Shout out to Bottle Logic. It really is good. I know it's not rum barrel aged beer. We couldn't find a third beer for that, so we decided Tony actually brought it in here, and we do appreciate that. Thank you, Tony, by the way. Shout out to everybody in the comments, which is not that many at the moment, but eventually, if you believe it's a lot, it's gonna be a lot. But thank Tony for bringing in the Red Eye November from Bottle Logic 2016. It is actually really good.
And they don't even brew this thing anymore. This is from 2016, 2 years ago. This is a 1-year deal, and it was probably an experimental batch that they made. And they don't make this Red Eye November. I haven't seen it in the past couple years where they brought it back to life again. Because with Fundamental Observation, they've had it for the past 3 years. That's the most famous beer. So they've been doing it for a while. But Red Eye November was a one-year thing, and it's not available on the market anymore. And with a lot of these Bottle Logic beers, they're so crazy when people try to resell these guys.
Really?
Yeah, you can get into a lot of trouble if you try to sell a bottle from Bottle Logic. If they catch you, and then you're not allowed to buy or purchase any of their bottles.
How do they get into the brewery actually?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's also illegal to do if you don't have a license, right? Alcohol license.
No, you can do it. It's you can do it, but they're really strict with their policies, and they don't want other people to make huge profit off their beers.
Oh, okay.
And so, honestly, with a lot of these, they call them their Stasis Project beers, their bourbon barrel aged stouts. They can go for more than $100. I've seen one guy sell his Fundamental Observation for $200.
Seriously?
Yeah, just for a 500 milliliter bottle.
That's a lot, dude.
Yeah, that's like not even.
And so is Fundamental Observation only available like once a year kind of thing, or why is it so much?
Yeah, they make their own. They do it every year. So
okay.
they have a 2018 Fundamental Observation, what you just
Which is
and then they have 2017, 2016. But the Red Eye November, I think, like I said, it was just an experimental batch, and they did not make this anymore. So this is probably one of the last. Probably the last time we'll ever try this beer.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
If you guys can try to. If you like stouts
Don't tell them if you can.
No,
probably can't.
And you have to know somebody because, like I said, if you want, there are a couple people selling this bottle online, and it will be like around $150.
So try to see if you know somebody. Maybe if you're willing to spend that money, buy it, I guess. But if you like stouts, I would recommend it, definitely. I think it has a very rich coffee because to me it's like coffee, but it's a very rich coffee flavor. It's not a normal coffee flavor. And I actually like that because I like when my stouts have a slight taste of coffee, and this is a slight taste of coffee, but in the richness, I don't know, it's not sweet, it's slight sweetness, but I can't even describe it. I don't know what the flavor is from.
Yeah, it's just with these beers, it's so complex and there's so many different flavors that it's hard to just pick like individual, flavors from it. You gotta get like everything all in one.
Yeah.
It's hard, but it's so good. It's very.
It coats my entire mouth too.
Yeah.
Like a couple seconds.
Coats my entire mouth. I don't know what that means, but it sounded exquisite though. It sounded classy.
Like a dark truffle chocolate.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just melts in your mouth.
Oh, okay. I think I can see that. I'm trying. I think I see what you're saying.
Trying to see it?
Yeah, I envision myself being covered by the dark truffle chocolate that you speak of.
Just the lingering taste, though, it's just like all coffee. You just have like a regular cup of coffee and it has that.
Yeah, it's not a bad lingering taste.
But it's
But
like
it's
a
good,
regular cup of coffee.
Yeah, you're right.
This is not like a cold brew from Starbucks.
Yeah.
This is like
And
intense.
yeah, exactly. You get coffee, but you also get so many other flavors from it. You get the rye, you get like chocolate, obviously. You get other spices.
It's really dark.
It's really good.
And that's what I was mentioning about the temperature. I feel like even if you were to drink this beer really hot, cold, whatever it was, it will still taste really good. Because I can't imagine, maybe if it's a really hot temperature, I guess, like I'm talking about over 100 degrees or something like that. But I feel like this beer over 80 degrees will still taste really good. Obviously, it'll be a hot day. Yeah, right. But or maybe just like heat it up to that. But I honestly think you can have it at any temperature and it would taste really good.
Right. It's when I've gone to Bottle Logic and they had their anniversary event, the Week of Logic event. I've seen people right when they order it, they have these specialty the bourbon barrel aged stouts on draft, and on the Week of Logic they were served kind of cold. Then I would see people just not drink it right away. They would hold the glass or the cup and they would kind of like rub it so they could make it as warm as fast as possible because they want to drink it at more of a room temperature than right when it's like really cold.
Okay.
And so that's what I noticed this past week with the fundamental observation 2018. The draft, it was actually more of a room temperature, slightly cold, but it was more of a room temperature, and people obviously drank it right away. They didn't try to warm it up.
As far as it goes for these beers that we had, I still would say for anyone who, because I want to relate this to every type of person who's going to drink out there, right? So you guys can also chime in whenever you want to, but in my viewpoint, if you're a beginning drinker, if it comes to these three beers, if I had to recommend one, if you're going to want to try to delve into barrel aged beers, for example, which these three aren't bad at all, by the way, for barrel aged beers, at least from what my previous experience has been. For me, if you like coffees, I would recommend the Bottle Logic for sure. If you want to try barrel aged beers out, and I know it's a bourbon barrel aged and it's a stout barrel aged, right? I believe it's a it's a stout barrel aged.
Yeah.
If you want to try a stout barrel aged beers, I would recommend the Bottle Logic Red Eye for casual. That's a good stepping stone, and I think it's a great stepping stone for you to see if you ever would want to try out.
Well,
Because it tastes good.
Right.
It tastes amazing.
But as I mentioned before, the red eye is discontinued. But if you get any of the bourbon barrel aged stouts from Bottle Logic, they taste similar. They have like a couple different ingredients, different coffee beans that you can that can differentiate.
Differentiate. I can see it now.
Daniel, this beer is getting to me already. That's how good it is.
There you go. Differentiate. I said it too now.
And
I know English.
But yeah, a lot of the Bottle Logic beers will taste very similar to one another. Just a couple of different ingredients. But yeah, they have the recipe down and they make the best bourbon barrel aged beers.
Yeah, for beginners, I would Yeah, so go to Ball Logic for beginners. Try out some. I don't know any like offhand from my head, but in terms of rum barrel age, between these two, if you do want to delve into it, which I probably wouldn't recommend to a beginner, at least I personally wouldn't, because there is a high concentration. I think the flavor is deep for these, and it's very, like you said, it has a lot of spices. But if you did have to do one between these two, I would do the. Oh, sorry about that. I would definitely probably do the Lost Abbey. Oh my god, I can't speak right now.
The Lost Abbey.
The Lost Abbey. See, differentiate the Lost Abbey.
As you mentioned before, though, these beers are very hard to find. So if you really want to seek out a rum barrel aged beer,
I think you can buy some of them online for sure. Order them.
Yeah, search for it online.
Don't go
they'll
to
recommend you going to the actual breweries itself and having it on draft, which they'll have once in a while.
No.
But yeah, they might have some liquor stores around the Los Angeles, Orange County, or even San Bernardino area liquor stores where you can get it from. But it's only if you want to try it. I mean, if you really want to drive all the way to the liquor store just to get a rum barrel,
a $14, $15 bottle,
and they're very expensive. So
it's one single bottle, but that one single bottle will. Unless you plan on drinking it all, I don't think I would drink a single bottle myself in a day. Like if it was just myself, I wouldn't drink the whole bottle. Maybe personally, I would probably drink half a bottle, like in the beginning. No, I could.
Don't be a bitch. You can do it. But
no, I can do it. It's just like I would want to like save the other half for like later on in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, when are you gonna start then? Like in the morning?
What? Yeah, coffee, dude. It's a coffee. What do you mean?
Save it for the rest.
Get that pumpkin spice latte in the morning, mix it in. But no, I mean, since it's like $15 bottle, like $15 beer, right?
Yeah.
You want to try to like make it last. At least that's how I see it, at least for a casual drinker especially.
And I'm the opposite. I want to drink it as fresh as possible.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to open up a bottle and have a little bit left and then try it tomorrow because I know it's not going to be.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same. That is true.
And so for me, I want to try to finish this bottle as quickly as possible because I want to have it fresh. And if I get really, really drunk and fuck it, then I'll drink it.
Yeah, just be careful. That is one thing we say. We do recommend it. As this, if you are drinking, just be careful. Don't drink and drive. We all know this. Drink responsibly. That's what we're gonna do. We don't do stupid shit afterwards when we drink.
Yeah. They're really high alcohol content, obviously, and
it's not that high, honestly. It's only like a 13%. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's only like 2%. You know, you can drink 10 of them, you'll be fine.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like if you drink the whole bottle by yourself, you're fine.
You can drink the whole bottle by yourself, and you'll be fine. If you're on the light side, because I know there's some people that admit that like one bottle would probably be a lot. Like a 13% would be a lot for one person.
It doesn't even have to be by the alcohol content to make it strong. You can have a really strong beer and it could be like honestly like a 7% beer. I've had a lot of like IPAs where it's like, oh man, this is intense, and it's only like 7%.
No.
So it doesn't matter what the alcohol content. It's like the content itself when you drink. You know, it could be heavy.
So, in your guys' opinion, if you were to, because there's different crowds. For the experienced crowd of these beers, I know of the rum barrel age. Let's go with the rum barrel age, and then because right now we only do have one bourbon barrel age, so we will exclude the Bottle Logic, especially because as we mentioned, it's not necessarily readily available. Of the rum barrel age beers, we have between the Avery and the Rumpkin. I mean the Rumpkin from Avery and the Lost Abbey. Which was the Lost Abbey again?
So San Marcos, which is by Oceanside and like Carlsbad, San Diego County. So San Diego County is where they have. That's like probably the holy mecca of craft beer.
Which
that downtown.
Which one would you guys recommend to an experienced? This is for experienced drinker, someone who has tried multiple beers and whatnot.
Just from those two?
From just these two?
Definitely Lost Abbey because the Rumpkin one, pumpkin, is obviously meant for a palate for those who really love pumpkin. So
I would probably recommend the Lost Abbey as well for someone who's experienced. Even for someone who isn't experienced, I still think I would recommend the casual drinker if they want to delve into it. Because I can't remember a single rum barrel aged beer that I've had before that I thought was good. This is the first time from any barrel aged ones, not any, but for these specific types of that I've had that I think they've tasted good. and I would probably recommend the Lost Abbey because it is light yet it's very tasteful. Like it's not overpowering with the spices. I guess is the best way I could explain it for me.
Right. I'm just really interested in knowing like when the Lost Abbey beer was bottled. That's the only one out of these beers that we don't know which year it was bottled. We know the Rumpkin was in 2014. It was very surprising because it didn't expire to us, and then obviously the Red Eye November from Bottle Logic was from 2016. So these beers can last a very long time. You can store these guys for many years.
Yeah, I do believe that too.
You can keep them in a wine cellar and let it do its thing, and it'll like if you drink it honestly, like if I had right now, if you drink a Rumpkin 2018, and we would have kept that bottle sealed, and maybe try in 2022, it probably would have had a different.
For sure. I would think. So here's my question now, because you said that for the Red Eye November, does it have a different taste from when? Did you ever try it on tap when you were?
Actually, no. This is the first time ever trying Red Eye November ever.
That's crazy.
I want to say that I had this on tap in 2016.
But it's hard to. That's a long time ago.
It's hard to remember, but
it's a long time ago.
Yeah. But the thing though with this beer that has the cool little label that it has on the Red Eye November Bottle Logic is that it has a marker where you can drink fresh. That means that you can drink it fresh and it'll still be delicious, or you can cellar, save it and store it. So a lot of the Bottle Logic beers, when they hole punch these things, most of the time, like 90% of the beers, is to store it for years.
Okay.
Yeah. But with this one, it says drink fresh, or you can cellar and save.
So before, when they bottle it, they punch them already?
They do, yeah.
So they predetermine?
Mm-hmm. They have like a label right here. You see it has like a white indent right there. So this one says drink fresh, and then this one says cellar and save. Like most of the ones that I have, for instance, the Fundamental Observation, the Fundamental Forces, I have a Leche Borracho one from 2016. That all has the cellar and save. So Bottle Logic wants you to save these beers for a reason, because I think I get more of the bourbon taste as it ages forward.
Okay.
So honestly, it tastes better.
On another Bottle Logic, what was your rating for this beer?
This was really good. I would give it a 9.5.
Okay.
Honestly, this is really good. That is my personal thing.
Personal opinion. Everything is personal opinion, so when you guys try it, it might be different. But Daniel?
Yeah, man, I'd give it a 9.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's delicious.
Again, I don't have a gold standard, so when I try something new and it ends up being the best one I've tasted for that certain genre, it's going to be the gold standard, meaning it'll receive the score of 10 out of 10. It might not necessarily be a 10 out of 10, but what is a 10 out of 10? If you have a scale of 1 to 10, you have to have a 10, you know what I mean? What is considered a 10? You don't necessarily have to, but if I didn't have a 10, I guess, because I still don't think I've had that perfect beer, right? I would probably give it like a 9 out of 10 for sure, the Biologic. But because I think I had to have a scale, something to base every other beer after it from, I would definitely give the Biologic one like the gold standard for me, for the bourbon barrel aged stouts.
I think all the Biologic, these beers are going to be gold standard, like top of the line beers. I actually think the best one I've ever had, and it could be a little bit skewed because I was already feeling it. It was at this it's called Bread and Barley in Covina. It's a gastropub, and my favorite, and the bartender recommended me a stout, and it was the Goose Island bourbon barrel aged stout, and that is the OG, the original bourbon barrel aged stout, and he had it on draft that year, and it was really delicious.
I'm definitely gonna try it.
But that is on draft though. Yeah, it was a fresh batch that I had it in 2014.
2014.
Yeah, I remember it was 2014, and I know I'm weird. I remember certain things, but it was a 2014 Goose Island Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout, and it was one of the best stouts I've ever had from draft.
Wow.
Draft perspective.
So it was still like relatively cold too.
Yeah, cold, but like fresh. It was a new batch.
Damn.
And like I said from earlier in the podcast, the Goose Island was the very first brewery to ever bourbon barrel age their beers from 1992. So I think that even though it's still the original, the first ones, and it was still probably the best, like one of the best stouts I've ever had in my life.
And that's the only time you've had it.
Yes, at that time, yeah. Like the bartender, it wasn't even on the menu, or at least it wasn't. I didn't even see it, but he brought it out to me, and he's like, you know what, have this beer. Like this beer will change your life. And like honestly, like this beer is like the.
And it's changed your life for now, right?
Honestly, it's still one of the best beers that I've had.
I'm very curious. I do want to try it because I do think in terms of stouts, like Anthony has. Well, I call him Tony, just so you guys know. So I'm gonna start. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it for the point of the viewers. But for me, now I'm calling Tony. But Tony has recommended me some stouts. Even when we went to Worst Curse, he recommended me the stout at Worst Curse, and I've always liked the recommendations he has brought to me because I do like stouts. So I'm definitely gonna try that one. But yeah, that was the main thing for that.
Yeah, the thing with me though with stouts, I still wouldn't consider it my favorite style of beer because I have to crave it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We live in Southern California where it's like 90 degrees almost every day, and I am not craving a heavy stout when I want to go home. You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saving these Bottle Logic beers for a purpose, for a special occasion, like at night, and yeah. So my favorite styles of beer is gonna be like pale ales, IPAs, and like pilsners.
Okay.
Those are my three favorites.
He's a pills guy.
Pills guy. So with stouts though, it's hard. Like you want to go to like it's 100 degrees outside. You by the pool, like I'm craving a stout. That's not gonna happen.
No.
That is not gonna happen.
I mean, for me, it might happen.
No. Like that is not gonna hit the spot. For me, honestly, a Pacifico is gonna be way better than the spot.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. People say that's like the summer beer, like the really light, like the Coronas of the
yeah, right. Even the Blonde, the Kolsch, pretty much any light lager, and that's gonna hit the spot. But yeah, I think with stouts though, it depends a lot on the weather that I'm in, and obviously the special occasion. It has to be a special occasion for sure. And
beauty in the beer.
And yeah, so I was like with these beers, the stout, at least the Bottle Logic stout that I brought today, you have to save it for a special occasion.
Oh, we're special to him, guys.
Because honestly, I'm probably not gonna open another Bottle Logic. I have 15 others.
Dude, you should save them. Yeah, like you should like worship them.
This is the shittiest one I have.
The one I wanted to bring today actually was called the Leche Borracho, and that was actually not Leche. Sorry, I am very white. Leche Borracho.
I thought it was Italian.
No, I mean we're in an English podcast. We're in America. You gotta speak American here.
And so that was from 2016 too, but it's not a bourbon barrel aged stout. It's a tequila barrel aged stout.
Oh, okay.
And that one is a very interesting beer.
I hope I'm around when you open that one.
I only have one of those left. I bought 3 of those and I drank 2 of them already. So
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Just make sure you invite us next.
Wait, Tony, I want to know a little bit more about this stone though. The Stone Island, no, Goose Island. This.
Goose Island.
Yeah, the one you had at that bar.
Yeah, the bread and wine bar in Colina.
So how hard is that to find now?
If you want to. It's very hard to have it on draft just in general or in bottle. Like you have to research and you have to specifically research that beer of when it's going to come out. It's very, very hard to come by. It's like
especially here too.
Super high demand and very low supply. Obviously,
they're from Chicago.
They are from Chicago, yeah. And so it's very, very hard to find.
Shit, that's not gonna be easy.
We'll make it a thing.
We have to roll up to Covina.
We'll post it on Instagram, but in terms of this episode's gone for a while, so I think it's about time.
No, we're gonna edit it.
No, it's all right. It's always taken out. 1 hour 13 is not that bad. We end about like 10 minutes over, but it doesn't matter. I think in the ending we still do want to review them. And you know what? Even though it went over, I do enjoy what it went over too. Like it was a good topic. So
honestly, you can cut out some
Nah, I'm not gonna cut out anything.
That's hard too.
Well, it's not hard. It's just like it's raw, you know. I like that it's unscripted, you know, and you and me talked about it. We wanted to be unscripted and let it go on to whatever it ended up being.
This was a beautiful episode.
I think so. We had great beers. I think that's why we had so much to talk. Just to say we had good beers today. I think that's why we had so much to talk about.
Very good beers. Like the 2 rum barrel aged beers are excellent. They're hard to come by, and then obviously the Bottle Logic ones are ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're so good.
So, I mean, in the ending, we didn't even give Bottle Logic a rating. Oh, no, well, we did, actually. Yeah, so, but we'll go over it. At least for me.
What was your rating?
I gave it a 9, but because I gave a gold standard, it's a 10 for bourbon barrel aged stouts for sure.
Can't do that. You have 2 ratings.
No, okay, so I'll give it a 10 because I'll give it a 10 then because again, at a 1 to 10 scale, if someone asks you, okay, so what's been a 10 for you? And you're like, well, there's never been a 10. You gotta give them at least some idea of what like a 10 might actually end up being like, and that is the closest thing to what a 10 would end up being like for me at the moment. So I'll give it a 10, because I haven't had anything better than that for bourbon barrel aged stout for sure, guaranteed.
Okay.
At least that's my thought process. Hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good. Like I figured, like honestly, I've had these Bottle Logic beers where I just open them like straight, like. Right when I got them a couple times, and it is better when you let them sit and age for a little bit. I don't know what happens exactly. That's the chemistry.
That's something to look up in the future episode.
That's something the brewer will ask you if you ask them personally. But yeah, I personally think that you get more of the. If it's a bourbon barrel aged beer, you get more of the bourbon out of it as it ages.
Even though it ages in the bottle.
Yeah, it just sits in the bottle and does its thing.
Yeah.
There's still a process going on there. It still does its thing.
It's all the chemistry.
Yeah, it's all chemistry in there.
So I guess an ending then, which actually, kind of that we are gonna probably take a research into maybe at some point a research episode, which would be a short one because that's kind of sometimes it can be a little bit boring. So we'll think about it. But in ending, at least for my ratings, Avery Rumpkin, 7 out of 10. I'm not changing it. I'm not viewing that.
Rumpkin 7, yeah. I felt like it could have been a little bit more.
For me, the spices was too much, personally.
I think with that, if you're gonna have a high alcohol content with that beer, you need to do a little bit more with that beer.
Yeah.
Like have more of a higher flavor. No, honestly, I don't mind the pumpkin, but it needs to have more
complexity.
If you like pumpkin, I think you'll like it though. I'll say
but
that
yes,
much.
definitely. If you like pumpkin, then a must try.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then, at least for the rum barrel age, my winner is definitely the Lost Abbey, and because I need to have something to base everything else on, that's my 10 out of 10 for rum barrel aged beers at the moment. So
yeah, I can say that. The Lost Abbey was really good.
And then the Bottle Logic, again, the other 10 out of 10 for bourbon aged barrel stouts. That was my ratings. I stick by them. I don't want to change anything. I think it's pretty accurate. I think all of them were good though in general. Yeah,
they're all pretty good. I love
this was a good one.
So,
all 3 of the beers I would totally buy at a restaurant.
Especially at different occasions too, because sometimes like I'm craving like something exotic, like a pumpkin.
A pumpkin.
Like, hell yeah.
Exotic pumpkin.
Or like not every day where you could have a Bottle Logic bottled beer that's 2 years old.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, if I ever go to a restaurant, like these bottle bourbon aged beers will be like my last drink to go for.
They might end up being cheaper too. Who knows? Because it's only a little glass. Maybe they'll give you.
It all depends on the brewery and the business itself and how it is. So yeah.
So what about you, Daniel? Any statement? Any reviews? Yeah.
Oh, like numbers? You want to hear some numbers?
Yeah. Any reviews? It could change as time progresses.
No, I gave my the pumpkin 8.5. I think.
I think you got higher, didn't it?
Did I give it a 9?
I think before the Avery you gave it an 8. I think you actually got higher.
No, yeah, the Avery pumpkin, it was at 8.5.
Okay, cool.
And then the Lost Abbey, I don't remember that grade.
Write it down.
Yeah, next time.
No, it's fine. You could taste it again if you want to.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna definitely taste it.
I guess in the meantime, Tony can give his if he still remembers his.
Oh, for the Lost Abbey, it was like between a 7.5 and an 8, and then the Rumpkin was a 7, and then obviously the Bottle Logic was
I think
the best, a 9.5. Yeah. Bottle Logic did it again. They blew my mind.
Oh shit, that's damn. Okay.
Lost Abbey, the Bottle Logic is like completely different.
Right? Well, that's different though because you went from rum, a lighter barrel aged beer, lighter quotation marks because it is like a 12%. But then you go to something like Bottle Logic, where it's like these guys know what they're doing.
They do know what they're doing.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
they're the best.
Yeah. So Lost Abbey, I think I give it a 7. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Because you did give
I'm
the
gonna stick
country
to a
one.
7 definitely, and the pumpkin 8.5. Damn, but the bottle logic, does it deserve a 10?
No, it's up to
I'm
you.
just gonna do a 9.
Yeah,
I'm do a 9.
Okay.
It's an even 9. Because
And honestly-
the barrel.
So I guess that averages out to 9.5 about, anyways, for the bottle logic.
And the Bottle Logic beers, they're better. Honestly, in my opinion, I've tasted better beers than the Red Eye November.
From
And
bottle logic.
From Bottle Logic on draft and
I want to try the fundamental ours.
On draft and
bottle. I still think the best one I've ever had from Bottle Logic is called Fundamental Forces, and it's an experimental version of the Fundamental Observation. It's a little bit stronger though, a little bit, but I loved it.
Oh, is that the Rumpkin? Oh shit, I made a mistake. So
that was the Rumpkin. What do you think it was?
So we were just finishing out the beers, but we're just gonna finish off the beers now, and I just got some Rumpkin. But either way, thanks for listening, you guys. It's been the Beer Budz for episode 4. We had Tony here as a special guest, and we do thank him.
Tony, thank you for your beer.
Yeah, make sure to follow us. Check out the social media links. Check out it's gonna be in the comments down below. For Spotify, check us out on Instagram. We're at the Beer Budz. That's the same for Facebook, Twitter. We're on Instagram, I said already, and YouTube. It's also the Beer Budz as well. We're on TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play. The only one we're missing is Apple, but make sure to check us out. Once again, this has been the Beer Budz for episode 4 with rum barrel aged beers for National Rum Day. This is Beer Budz Carlos peacing out with some more beer after this. Actually, Daniel's going out, and then Tony. You know what, Tony? Do a little sign out.
Goodbye, everybody. I love you.
All right. Thank you for listening, you guys. Have a great day.